All right, here's day 2 of solving systems by substitution. Quick recap, y equals, we can graph. With substitution, we just need one of them to say either y equals or x equals, or get to y equals or x equals really quick. So I have x equals this time, and this x, if you remember from the last video, gets subbed in here. So now 4x plus y becomes 4, 6y minus 7 plus y, because x equals 6y minus 7. So we sub it in there. We solve this equation for y equals 1, plug it back in, 6 minus 7 is negative 1. We get our final answer. On this one, we actually don't already have x equals or y equals, and we would probably normally solve this by elimination. But what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to fix it. So we're going to take this top equation. Either one could work. What you're looking for is an x or a y that has a positive 1 sitting in front of it. So we can actually have done this for either one of these. We chose the top one, because all we got to do to get it to say y equals, take this x and add it to the other side, and y equals 3 plus x. That then gets substituted in here, so 3x plus 3 plus x, because I don't have anything to distribute, so we can just go ahead and plug that in. 3x and x is 4, 3 stays, subtract the 3, divide x is negative 1, plug it back in. 3 minus 1 is 2. So it's real easy to get x equals or y equals, provided one of them has a positive 1 as its coefficient sitting in front. Here's another one we could have done for either x or y. It doesn't matter. Looks like we chose x. So we're going to add the y over the other side and then take this and sub it in for x. Distribute, like terms, don't lose track of your equal sign. Add 8, divide by 3, y equals 4. And we just plug it back in here, because we already have an x equals something. So negative 4 plus 4, x is 0. And if you remember, I've done it on almost all of them. I'm looking for an xy ending point. X is 0, y is 4. I'm sorry, I didn't have that. I was going a little too fast, looks like. Here's another one where I got y equals and y equals. And just remember, you just got to set them equal to each other. Move an x, solve for x, plug back in, solve for y. Just because it says something other than x and y doesn't mean we still can't do this. W and Z, A and B, P and Q, it doesn't even matter. What you do need to know is at the end, this answer will always be alphabetical order. So even if they're kind of far apart, like an A and an R, A would go first and then the R. You just always read alphabetical order. It's the same thing. We have W equals Z plus 9. And this is going to get subbed into this W. Distribute, like terms, solve for Z, plug back in. Again, just because we found Z first doesn't mean Z goes first. It's always alphabetical order, W, then Z. Sometimes they gift wrap something like this. X equals 1. Oh, well, X equals 1. We already got that part. We just got to sub it in here because it's still substitution. 1 plus 3y, subtract, divide, and we get our answer. And then lastly, this is just saying if you're actually looking at the graphs, just a quick reminder, if they cross once, it's one solution. If it's the same line, see how I did that? Sitting on top of each other. This is infinite solutions. These two lines touch at every single little microdecimal point that there possibly could be. There's infinite solutions. Parallel lines never touch and therefore have no solutions, because remember, a solution is how many times does it cross or where does it cross. With infinite solutions, when you're doing it, you would lose your variable. Like, oh, 2x plus 4 equals 2x plus 4. Well, if I want to move this over here, I'm missing a little subtraction sign there, sorry. When I do that, it makes it 4 equals 4. It's a true statement, which means these are the same. If I do something like this, and well, that's not a true statement. Well, that means there's no solution. There's no possible way for 3 to equal 4, so there's no possible way that these lines are going to cross. And that was day 2. This was right before we learned elimination, so elimination would be the next video to watch.